Hello, everybody. Hello. What day is it today? Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having an amazing week so far. I am doing this spontaneous live. It was not planned, but I went for a walk this morning with no music, with no husband, with no podcast. It was literally just me, myself, and I with my thoughts. And if you don't do this currently, I highly recommend you do it. I know for me, I always felt like I had to listen to a podcast, or I always felt like I needed to, listen to an audio, I needed to be productive on my walk. But there is just so much that comes through you, and you get so much clarity in terms of your thoughts, in terms of tapping into your intuition when there isn't so much external noise going on. And if you really want to clear your mind, go for a walk, no husband, no kids, no podcast, no social media, just you, yourself, and you, and it's just going to be amazing. So while I was on my walk, I had this thought that came to me. See, it's just amazing. You get all these downloads, you get all these thoughts. And what I want to talk to you guys about today is a lot of people will justify their lack of results or justify why they are self-sabotaging based off of external factors. So what I mean by this is a lot of the times we like to blame things that are happening in our life for why we aren't where we want to be. So I wasn't able to eat as healthy as I wanted to this week because I had to go drop off my kid on Sunday night at 6 o'clock, and I didn't get home early enough to meal prep. Or if I just didn't work from home, I would be able to be consistent with my diet, because when I work from home, the fridge is right there. I'm constantly, in the kitchen. Food is so much more accessible. So if I didn't work from home, if that one thing, if I didn't have to work from home, I would be consistent. Or, if I didn't start work at 9 a.m. and I could have started a little bit later, or if I didn't start work at 8 a.m. that I could have, I could go to the gym and I would feel so much better, darn work, all because I have to start at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. or whatever, I can't go to the gym. And we like to blame and find these other things in our life, start of work time, or we blame other people for us self-sabotaging. And I did this in the past. I had my own fitness studio with my husband, right? And this is when I was struggling with my binge eating. And I remember always telling myself, I loved eating healthy, so I would always pack my lunch and I'd be excited for it because I loved my healthy meals. But I wouldn't be able to bring chocolate chip pancakes with me, or I would be able to bring them, but I wouldn't be able to have them hot when I actually really like them. Or I wouldn't be able to have a home cooked meal because I didn't have a stove at my fitness studio. So I'm I just got to eat it cold, which is fine. But it's if I were just at home, then I'd be able to enjoy my food more. I'd be way more satisfied and I wouldn't binge. But the truth is, you're still going to self-sabotage, or I still binge, because it wasn't about those external things. It was about me, right? Somebody who starts work super early, they're going to find a way to get their workout in. Somebody who works from home can find a way to be able to have control with food without going into the office. It's not about the thing. It's not about working from home. It's not about, your job. It's not about the fact that your kids are driving you crazy, or it's not the fact that whatever. It's not about that. Because I work with clients who have transitioned from working in the office to working at home. They still don't binge. I've had clients go from, really stressful times. Like I have a client right now and she is so swamped with work. I mean, good for her. She got like a job promotion and she's crazy busy, like back-to-back meetings. And she's like, I just don't have a lot of time, but like, I'm not even turning to food and I'm stressed out. So we blame the stress. We blame the late hours of working. We blame the house not being cleaned. We blame this, but it's not about that. Another example, not food related, but when I was working at my fitness studio and I would literally have clients at 6 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m. I was waking up at 4 a.m. And I'm like, oh, it must be so nice for those people that can just work from home and they can do a morning routine, they can work out, they can have breakfast whenever they want. Like that must be so nice. Because here I am getting up at 4 a.m. and like, I have to like drive to work and like, I have to do my morning routine sometimes like in the afternoon. Like they have it so good and I don't. And then I worked for myself. I do now, and I have been for many years. And, you know, I thought that if I just worked for myself and I can do my morning routine whenever, I can work out whenever, everything would be perfect. And don't get me wrong, I don't take for granted the fact that I could wake up whenever I want. I could do my morning routine whenever I want. I could work out whenever I want. I could. But you know what's happening right now, and just being honest, it's like, because I could do all those things whenever I want, it's like, I don't have to do it. I do. You guys know I'm very consistent with my habits and I'm very consistent with my routines, but there are some days like I could sleep in if I wanted to. And then what goes in my mind, I'm like, well, if I just had to wake up at a certain time, right? So it's like we're always in this mindset of like, if only this, then I would finally be able to have this. If only I, was able to work out at 8 a.m. every morning and have it be so perfect, I'd be consistent. If I were to just be able to like have somebody cook healthy meals for me, then I would actually like not binge. And it's just not about that, because life is not perfect. You're never going to have the perfect schedule. You're never going to have like the perfect daily routine. Like you have to adjust to what life throws at you, And another thing is like getting my nails done. I used to think like, if I just got my nails done, then maybe I wouldn't binge because like self-care. Or like if I just dressed better and I did my hair and I did my makeup, then I wouldn't want to binge. But I did those things. I would get my nails done, I would do my hair, I'd put makeup on, and I would still binge at the end of the night. So it's not about those things. You have to get real with yourself and say, am I blaming external factors? Am I blaming other people for why I'm self-sabotaging? And if so, I need to start taking responsibility for that. I have to start taking responsibility and focus on what I can change. Maybe you can't change your work schedule. Maybe you actually can't work out in the morning, but you can work out on Saturday, or you can work out on Sunday, or Friday you finish a little bit early so you can work out on Friday, right? Or it's like what you can control is like, I'm going to do my morning routine. I can't do it at 6 in the morning, but I'm going to do it at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's you taking responsibility for your actions and what it is that you want. It's not putting the blame on anyone else or any other circumstance. It's like, this is what I want, so I'm going to do it. And you don't have to compare, the way that your morning routine looks to somebody else, what your meal prep looks like to somebody else, when you work out to somebody else, because it doesn't matter. This is your life and you get to decide how you want to show up, your actions, your behaviors, your thoughts. Like, we don't have to blame anyone else. You have to take responsibility. So I just wanted to share that because I think it's really important to turn inwards and get honest with yourself and get real with yourself, because when I have these conversations with my clients, I had a private call with one of my academy clients today, and I love it because I can be really honest with her, and like it's like, hey, like if you really want, food freedom, if you really want this, like these are the actions that we have to take. Like we have to stop the restriction. We have to, stop telling ourselves that I can only have 2 cookies. Like that's still restriction. So like we have to do something different, right? We have to do something different if we want a different result. And it's like, you have to have awareness and you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to change, because if you're not willing to change, like nothing is going to change, right? So it's all about having that conversation with yourself, getting real with yourself, and not blaming anyone else or anything else for the reasons why you're self-sabotaging. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys found this super helpful. If you've not yet checked out my Black Friday deals, definitely go ahead. They're on my stories. You can always DM me as well too. The Ditch Decade Diets Academy is $400 off. I'm so excited. This is my signature 4-month group coaching program with personalized, individualized coaching, where I really help you to get to the root of your binge eating and end it for good. So DM me if you have any questions about any of my Black Friday offers. If you want the links to anything, if you have questions, just DM me. But I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll chat soon. Bye guys.